So what happens after I file a petition in the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program? Well, before I answer that question, I have to talk about all the work that goes into before filing your petition in the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program, because first, we have to have at least 6 months of symptoms of the vaccine injury before we're allowed to file a petition in the program. Now, there's an exception to that if you've had hospitalization and a surgical procedure as a result of your vaccine injury, then you can file whenever. But if you haven't had surgery, you haven't been hospitalized, you need to wait at least 6 months before we can file the petition. And because of that, usually after the 6-month mark has been reached, that's when we begin the process of requesting medical records, gathering the evidence that we're going to need to support the petition, because the program prefers that when you file the petition, you're also going to file all the evidence to support your petition. So all that work is put in before we even get the petition ready. We're going to incorporate the information from the medical records, from witness affidavits, from your own affidavit into the draft of the petition. Once it's all finalized, we file it. We file all the exhibits, and then we file something called the Statement of Completion, which signals to the U.S. Court of Federal Claims that your petition is complete. It's ready for review. Once that happens, the court will begin what it's called the pre-assignment review process. The petition gets either assigned to a special master or to the special processing unit. The court reviews it, makes sure that we've done everything we need to do. We've filed everything we need to file. Now, most of the cases, if they are straightforward, not complicated, they will be assigned to the special processing unit. And they do that because those cases, are ones that they've identified that should resolve between us and the government. The more complicated cases alleging maybe novel vaccine injuries, will be assigned to a special master for further handling. So depending on the nature of your case, it'll either get assigned to the special master or the special processing unit. Now, once it gets assigned, let's say to the special processing unit, there will be scheduling orders that come from the court, and it will tell the petitioner what they need to do, and it will tell the respondent or the government what it needs to do. And usually there'll be a deadline for the respondent to review your petition, review all the evidence, and provide its informal initial assessment of the case. This can take months, and it can be frustrating to wait on the government to get through its process. But eventually, the government's either going to tell the court that they are interested in discussing settlement, or they're going to prepare their what they call a Rule 4 report. The Rule 4 report is either going to concede or dispute that you suffered a vaccine injury. If it's conceded, we immediately get a ruling on entitlement from the court that you are entitled to compensation. And then we move into the second phase of the program, which is the damages phase, determining how much compensation you're entitled to. If it's disputed, we can always try to resolve the case on a disputed basis with the government, get some compensation, although the government would, in that case, be denying any vaccine injury occurred. Or we can resolve disputes in front of the judge through a hearing, through motions, and still arrive to that ruling on entitlement from the judge. So assuming we get through the entitlement phase and we're in the damages phase, then we start a new process where we're discussing with the government what the value of your case is, and what the value of your pain and suffering is, what the value of your out-of-pocket expenses are, any lost income earnings, and any future economic damages like pain and suffering and lost income and out-of-pocket expenses. So we again can come to some kind of settlement with the government on this amount, or if we can't reach a settlement with them, the judge can resolve that dispute as well through hearing or motions. Eventually, there's going to be a dollar amount, whether it's reached via settlement or hearing, and that's going to represent your compensation in the VICP. Once we get that final judgment, there will be a check issued directly to the petitioner, and usually your attorney, so that the attorney can handle the check and make sure it's delivered securely and quickly to their client. And that wraps up your case in the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. If you want to learn more about the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program, you can text us VICP to the number 312-847-2428, and we'll send you a free copy of my book, Vaccine Injuries and Understanding the Vaccine Injury Compensation Program.